Namaste. Welcome to Buddha's teaching. Today's topic is about happiness, and it's also about the meaning of life in a way. There are many people looking for happiness. There are people searching for the meaning of life. What is this life all about, right? What is this that can make us truly happy? Um, as right now, every single one of us, except for all the people who have already retired or already have savings that they don't need to work anymore. Most of us, for young folks, we go to school. For adults, we go to work, right? So, is that part of the happiness we're talking about? I think not, but it is something that we all believe, that we all think that is what we need to do in order to support our well-being, to support our physical body, to support our life, right? And so that's the reason why we go to school, in order to obtain skills, to obtain knowledge. It's not that we want to spend, 6, 7, 8 hours at school or whatnot. A lot of people that going to school and all that because they can't seem to find the meaning of why they need to go to school, right? So that is part of it because for adults, for parents, most of us, we think that without education, we will have, children will have difficult time to support their lives. That's why parents always push, always encourage their children to go to school, to obtain knowledge, to go to bigger and better school, to achieve more in order to be happy. Okay, so the ultimate goal is that it's not that going to school itself. The ultimate goal is that after we go to school, we obtain the skills or the knowledge that can make us happy, right? Hopefully, with whatever income that we earn, hopefully we can earn enough and have some left over so we can enjoy the time when we are not at work or when we are not at school, right? So so that is part of the endurance. So that's part of the practice that we are all doing in order to achieve happiness in life. That's what we need to go through, right? So happiness is um, in the future. Okay, we have, in order to achieve what is there in the future, we have to go through this difficult uh, time, go through some kind of struggle, I guess, in order to get to the goal. So that's one way of interpretation in finding happiness, in searching for happiness. Okay, from the parents' perspective, right? From the parents' point of view. And as parents, as children reach adulthood, and as you and I, as we reach adulthood, we go to work after we obtain all the skills and knowledge, and we go to work, and we seem to always think of happiness, to something to make us happy is out there. Okay, we just work so that we can earn the income in order to make us happy. The more we the more we make, we think, okay, the more we make, the more we can be happy, right? Because with more income, we can obtain more materials, more luxuries, uh, lifestyle, and also, of course, you can attract um, the opposite the opposite gender to you because you have more to show. Okay, so happiness is out there. So now we are all chasing this. Okay, we try really hard day in and day out to accomplish things in order to be happy. Okay, by obtaining things, getting things, um, because we can show that what we earn or what we have. So in another word, it seems like that happiness is somewhere, okay, that we keep on chasing after. All right. um, and of course, at the end of the week, and after a long school week or a long work week, of course, we entertain ourselves, going to eat, going to entertainment, playing games, doing all kinds of activities in order to relieve ourselves, in order to make ourselves happy. But that's what it is. We think that that is the goal right there. There's nothing else. In ultimately, that's what life is. Happiness is there. Happiness is on the weekend. Happiness is after work or after school. Okay, so we sort of wait until that time to enjoy uh, the moment, to enjoy the time. So that's the reason why a lot of people say, or at least think to themselves, and of course from a lot of parents, they say, uh, as long as you make a lot of money, you're gonna be happy, right? Make more money and it's gonna make you happy. Okay, make more money and you're gonna have a beautiful wife, or you're gonna have a handsome husband, or beautiful man, and things like that. Okay, so but as you have heard, and I'm sure you have heard of so many things in the news, and all around or everywhere. Do you think that rich, wealthy people are truly happy? Okay. Um, do you think celebrities are always truly happy? Okay. How about people who, let's say, right now you are single, you're by yourself, and you see that people with living with another person, they have a partner, right, or whatnot. So you think because they have partner in their lives, they are better off than you are. Is that true or not? Okay. So as I don't even have tell you, you know, the answer. You already know that, you know, wealthy people, rich people, celebrity, famous people, yes, they have money, but do they have problem, or do they have issues in their lives? Of course they are, right? So after all, you can see that they are also human beings. They also have a body and they also have a mind of their own, right? So all of that as you can see, that doesn't matter how rich they are, doesn't matter, you know, they all have issue. They may have different issue from uh, what we have. Okay, they don't have to be worried about money, about, right? Like most of the people, the lower income class or middle income, that who struggle to pay the bills and all that. So that is one heavy burden on top of those classes. Yes, they do not have to be worried, but they have other issues in life, right? They have health issue, they have a mental issue, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't hear that they are, you know, fighting their problem, there are divorce, there are breakups in celebrities' lives, they are, you know, crying and all kinds of things that's going on. So, rich life or poor life, it doesn't matter, right? Money is not the ultimate goal as we may have expected, right? We think that if we have more money, we can be more happy. But as it turns out, that is not the case, right? It helps financially in supporting the family, in supporting ourselves, yes. But other than that, okay, we still have issue regardless of how much money we have. So happiness seems to be very elusive, right? We can have enjoyment here and there, right? At the party, at a gathering, right? At the restaurant, at the club, at whatever activities that we do, we do enjoy those moments. Yes, agree. But as you know, those moments do not last forever, right? They come and then they go. Okay, they come and then they go. So that happiness is not stable, right? So when it comes to this kind of happiness, whether you um, go to out to drink, all right, or whatever entertainment, whatever sensual pleasure that we do, they are not always they don't last, in another word, right? They come and they go. It doesn't matter what kind of sensual pleasure that we acquire. And as you know, the sensual pleasure are the pleasure that we experience through our senses, right? That's why they call sensual pleasure. And the senses are the eyes. So the sensual pleasure through the eye, the sensual pleasure through our ear, the sensual pleasure through our nose, through our tongue or taste bud, and the sensual pleasure through our physical activity, the feeling, right? So those are the sensual pleasure that we are all going after. We after one thing and we keep going for another, right? We after one thing finish, we going for another. After one thing finish, we going for after another. So this thing here keeps, this is what we call, that's what keep us going, right? In trying to keep up with what we think happiness is, right? To keep up with it, because otherwise we would be, okay, if I don't do that, what do I do? Just sit there and become a piece of stone, a piece of rock, or what, right? So for most people, that's what we do throughout our lives. We chasing after fame, after popularity, after power, and all that. And that is for a lot of people who think that that is happiness is, right? But for a lot of people, for people who are already there, like these days, if you ask famous people, they say no, that's not the end. There is something else, because even their lives, they are not always happy. They always have issue. So, and then there are also people who start questioning, when after a while, let's say after a while, you have all the money, right? You have all the fame, okay, all the popularity, and you still have issue, okay, and you say, what is going on here, right? Money I have, right? Health I have, right? And famous, yes, there can be famous, rock stars, movie stars, sports stars, TV people, star, all kinds of stars out there, with a lot of money. But for a lot of them, at the end of the day, when there's nobody around, they sit back and say, this something is not complete, right? It's not fulfilling. It's not settled. It's like there's something missing. So to those people, now that they have all of this money and the fame, they start questioning, so what is the meaning of life in a way, right? Is this all there is to it? Now that I achieve all of this, I have the fame, I'm popular, I have the power and all that, and is that it, or is there something else? See, there seems to be like a hole, right, that they cannot fulfill. Okay, so how is it that we're going to find that really true happiness? Okay, true happiness, that requires a little bit digging. It's a little bit deep, and it's only explained in the teaching from the Buddha. Okay, I have not come across any other teaching about finding the true happiness. All right, so I'm just relaying the message from the teaching of the Buddha. How do we find true happiness? So as long as we try to grab on, try to obtain or trying to get happiness from materials, from obtaining stuff, from people, all right, we can never fulfill this desire that we have. Okay, let's say you have a lot of money. You say, that car, the whatever the luxury car, the latest model that comes out, right? Doesn't matter how much it costs. $500,000, $1 million, no problem. I'm gonna get it to make me happy. You get the car, you drive around a little bit, you show it off a little bit, okay? Stay after a while, it sit there in the garage, and the feeling doesn't stay the same as when you first get that car, right? When you first get the car, you feel happy. After a while, the feeling goes down, and it becomes just another car, right? It's just another car. Okay, the same goes with a person. Let's say you have a lot of money, okay, and let's say if you are single, whether you're single or you're married, in this case, you say, I want to have another person. So you go after another person, and then you have you spend time with that person for a while, while he or she is pretty and all that, and a little bit later, after spending time a little bit later, then you find another person attractive also. Then you say, I want to try another one, right? So the happiness that people are chasing after is all over the place. Okay, it's all over the place. Why? Because desire, as long as we're trying to fulfill this desire, okay, the desire within, you can never have peace because desire keeps changing. Okay, desire keeps changing all the time from one moment to the next, from the latest model of the car, and the next year there's a new model come out, and then you go after that again, and then the next year there's another brand come out, right? Another watch, another piece of jewelry, whatever. It's always like that, and desire keep chasing, desire keep going, keep running. So this is what make us feel empty at the end of the day. Say, well, wow, after all of this accumulation, let's say, okay, you accumulate all kinds of materials, and yet you're still not happy completely. You still want something else. You see, you still want something else. You just like that's you know. I have to keep going, otherwise I won't be happy. You see, um, we can't just sit here and be happy. We have to get something in order to make us happy. See, so it's desire that keep us chasing after this. That is one of the poison that the Buddha taught. Okay, the three poison that messes up our life, that mess up our mind, so greed or desire, right? Anger or hatred, and then ignorance, the ignorance of life. These three poison keep us in bondage of this suffering, of this chasing, never-ending story. Okay, keeps us going like this, right? And it's like a donkey and with the carrot in front of it. The donkey keep chasing the carrot, the ultimate happiness that is in front of us, right? We keep chasing it, but we can never get it. Okay, so desire is the reason why we can never find true happiness. Okay, that's why it sounds backward in a way in the teaching that the Buddha said, you want to be truly happy, let go of desire. You see, it's different. We think that the desire that push us to keep going after this, after that, after that, that's what makes us happy, right? Get this, get that, make us happy. And the Buddha turned around and say, no, that's not it. That very desire is the source that cause our suffering, that cause our bondage. But if we can let go of that desire, there's no suffering. And when there's no suffering, what happens? It's true peace. When there is no longing, right? There is no trying to cling on to something, okay? Then you're not suffering. For example, if you have desire to be popular, to be famous, okay? Now you're trying really hard to hold on to the popularity, to hold on to the fame that I am whoever, right? That you picture yourself as, okay? The superpower, the superhero, right? A super being, whoever that you project yourself as. Now you're trying to hold on to it. It's your image, okay? So that is the desire that push you, that fuel your fire to hold on, to grab onto it, okay? So now you're working so hard trying to keep that image afloat. You see the suffering there? You're working hard, right? And your mind is thinking so much, trying to maintain that image that you project yourself as. Okay? So imagine if you let go of that desire. You said, eh, popularity or fame or whatever that is means nothing to me, right? It means nothing to me. Poof, the pressure is gone. Suffering is gone. You see that? Suffering is gone. So it's only important to us when desire is, going after it. A person who you are trying, let's say you are trying to get somebody's attention, or you're trying to get a job or whatever, it's only if it's important to you, then there's you working to grab onto it, right? Your desire is to cling on, to grab onto it, right? But if you have no desire for the person or for whatever it is, then there's no attachment, right? When there's no attachment, the material things or the person has no meaning whatsoever to you, right? So when there is no attachment to it, there is no suffering. Okay? Suffering occurs because there's attachment between this one and whatever desire is dictating. Desire say, obtain that, obtain the fame, obtain the material things, the car, the house, obtain the person, get the person or whatever. All of that create attachment, create desire, right? So we keep going, right? Go this, that. But the Buddha said, if you let go of desire, you don't have to do anything. Then you're good. Then you just, okay. This is about who you are. Okay. So now the 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 the, the clinging that we are doing, okay, when we cling to something, there's a sense you have to understand that I want that person, I want that car, I want that material, whatever it is. There's an I at the back of all of that. Okay, I want this, I want that, I want the power. There's an I. All right. The I is clinging, is attaching itself to all kinds of things. That's why that I is never happy, because there's desire that push it. That desire is the I. Okay, desire for this, desire for that. That desire is that I. Okay, and as we know, as the Buddha said, desire is one of the poison. So when I is the poison itself, how can you be truly happy when you are the poison? Okay, and that leads us to the next step, which is, okay, so what is this desire? What is this I we're talking about? That's why the Buddha takes you to another level of understanding what I is, right? The way that we're referring to ourselves, that I am this, I am that. What is that I? Who is that I? Okay? And Now we go to the previous lesson that I have covered. Okay, the Buddha breaks down what is this I that we all are referring to. Is it the body, or is it the mind that we're thinking, or the combination, or what is it, that I? Okay, and that's where the Buddha breaks it down into nama rupa, right? The form, which is rupa, right? And nama, which is the mind. So that's Buddha's teaching right there. Okay, form or body and the mind, body and the mind. Okay, that's what I have been talking about, body and the mind, right? And as the Buddha breaks it down, did the analysis to show us what is the body that we are referring to as I, as the Buddha broke it down as for ourselves. And we can say, okay, the form or the body is the form or the body in the episode called body or rupa. And then there's mind that is, running this body. What are those mind? Okay, after the Buddha breaks it down like that, then there's no I. When the Buddha showed that where is I, there is no I anywhere. That leads to the doctrine of non-self. Okay, this non-self is very important to understand. Once you understand this non-self, you will get to see the true happiness within. But you have to get there, because the self is always clinging. Okay, the self is always clinging to I am this, I am that. That's what the self does. Okay, I am this and I am that. That's the self. But once you break it down, you understand self or non-self. Once you get to have a direct understanding of non-self, then the clinging or the attachment is poof, it's gone. Okay, it's easier said than done. It's not, a lot of people cannot go poof like that. Okay, but you can start cutting the attachment, cutting the cord, cutting the desire, and then one day it's all clear, right? It depends on the nature of who we are. Some people can manage to do it faster than others. That's just the way it is. We're all different. But the sooner you get to understand this non-self, the more you become happy, believe it or not, as you have less weight on your shoulder, less pressure on the shoulder. You can feel relaxed, right? Feel easy a lot than before when you try to cling, try to attach to things. You see the difference? It's a total opposite. Okay? And once you understand that, the more you understand, the more you find out what true happiness is. Okay? And then you will see that true happiness is not from obtaining things. True happiness is in here, is inside of us. Every single one of us. That's where true happiness is. All right? That's where true happiness is. It's not out there. Now, I just want to make a side note that there is nothing wrong with getting stuff, obtaining stuff, okay? But please remember, desire has attachment. You still can get things because you need it. Okay, that is different. It's not about desire. It's for it's necessary. Okay, you have to have food to support this. You don't need, but food is food, but there's different. One is food and one is desire for different kind of food. Okay, so that is the tongue, the taste bud that do the ordering or the dictating our well-being. So let's say food, normal food, but desire say, no, that's not the food I want. I want something else there. And now there's the little desire, right, going after that. So watch that. See, that's the desire come very fast. Okay, but again, obtaining things does not always mean desire. There are things that we need to support our life, to support the family, right? To have the roof on top of our head, to have a mean of commuting, going back and forth here and there, So those are necessary that we all need to have, and that is okay, right? But other than that, when there's desire, when there's clinging and attaching, and that is different. Okay, those are the source of suffering. So true happiness, what is it? Where is it? Go find out. Right? Study about this non-self. What is it? Okay, until you get there, have a direct understanding for yourself, then it is what it is. But work yourself into that domain, and as you find out what it is, then that's where true happiness is, and things will be complete. Okay, and attachment is released. That's where true happiness is. Okay, that's what I like to share with you all today. Until next time, I like to pay respect to the triple gems. I like to pay respect to the Buddha. I like to pay respect to the Dharma. And I like to pay respect to the Sangha. Namaste.